He plays soccer.
You gotta earn your stripes.
What's up, everybody? We back.
Adidas.
We ain't going nowhere.
But Gary, so you believe again that
Welcome to the
you
show.
can get
Hit that
a
like
curve
button, that share button.
out of the latitude and longitude. You never answer that.
Subscribe.
Yes,
But
it is.
you never changed the number or the degree.
It wouldn't. I just told you, at 360, you can get equal squares around that.
Okay, so you on the globe, right?
Mm-hmm.
This globe, is a circular, like a 360-degree thing, right?
Yep.
All right. So at what point is the elevation higher and the elevation lower to make the water go south from north to south of the globe?
It would depend on the terrain.
Hold on, a 360 degree don't have no curve in it for you to measure a longitude and attitude in it. Now you can't
There's
say it's
terrain on the
higher.
surface.
Hold on. You can't say it's higher in the north and lower in the south and never change that degree of latitude. Or would that be longitude? Whichever one go from north to south. You saying is higher elevation or in the north and lower elevation in the south to make the water run from north to south. That's what you say. How you get that on a globe if the globe is in a 360-degree conference? 360 degree, that means there ain't no dips or curve. It's all in perfectness. You understand? So now I say, how again, at what point do the water go from north to south, back from south to north again?
You want me to give you the same answer again?
So you're telling me the water, the elevation from south to north is higher?
No. Elevation is not south to north. It's up
So the
down.
elevation don't have nothing to do with north to south.
Okay. Can you write some of these answers down so I don't have to keep repeating them?
No, Gary.
No, I'm just wondering because I've already said this like, I don't know, 10 times now. Can you write it down? That way I don't have to keep telling it to you.
You saying due to my perception. No, brethren.
I want you to write this down. That way I don't have to keep telling
Listen,
you. Because if you write
the water of the earth don't have a perception, It don't have a conscience to have a perception.
No,
what
I'm
I asking you,
because I'm going to give you the same answer that I've given you. Like,
listen to me so you can understand what I say.
Write this down? Can you do that?
No. Could you write down? Because I give you like 5 different things to study on.
No, I know. Can you write this answer down so I don't have to repeat myself? Because you keep asking the same question. I keep repeating. You got a piece of paper? I want you to write it down.
Why you?
All you have to write down is that north is not up and south is not down. Up and down is always above your head and beneath your feet.
I didn't say that.
So why do you keep asking me, do rivers flow north or south?
I said, due to your theist, you saying from the elevation of north is higher than the elevation of south to make the water run from north to south.
No, I
okay, so how the water running north to south again? Tell me.
I told you it's a change in its elevation from up to down.
Okay, so south, that means north is higher.
Hold on. North and south is not up and down. I just said that a few minutes ago.
Elevation. What elevation is north? This north.
Elevation has to do with up and down. North and south is not up and down. Now I said it a third time. That's why I asked you, could you write it down?
Gary, understand what I'm saying to you, brother. Please. From north to south, is the water not running?
It can run north to south. Yes, it can.
For your observation, is the water not running north to south?
It can run north to south. I don't know what you're talking about running. It can.
The rivers of Babylon that you know of, right? No. Does it run north to south?
I don't know which river you're talking about. I have to look it up.
Any of them.
Which direction rivers flow? But they can flow.
Anyone you can think on. the,
A river
the
can flow from north to
Appalachia,
south. A
the,
river can
the,
flow from east
the
to west.
Appalachia, the Okoloki, the fucking Mississippi, the Rio Grande, whichever river you want, call on. Is that river running from north to south?
It can. I don't know which one you're talking about.
Any of them? Which one you know running different?
Any of them can. It just depends on whether or not the elevation that they are, it sends them in a northern direction or it sends them in a southern direction or an eastern or a western direction. They will always flow from a higher elevation to a lower elevation. Always.
So where's the Mississippi River water coming from?
I don't know.
Coming from the north, or is it coming from the south or the ocean?
I don't know. Once again, I'm assuming that they're going from north to south, since the elevation is higher for Wyoming than it is for Louisiana. So there you go.
So again, the elevation in the north is higher than the elevation in the south, is what you're saying, right?
In this example, yeah.
Okay. Is that all around the world? In England, the same way, the same concept, right?
No, there's some rivers that flow the opposite way, but they have an elevation difference where they flow the opposite direction.
Where, in England?
I don't know. Let me look at it. Once again, I don't keep track of which river flows which way. Hold on, let me look it up. You want to know rivers that flow north, right? That's what you want? North flowing.
You have the River Nile to do that.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
That's
North
basically, I think, the only river. Maybe 5. It might be 5.
Okay, there's one in Canada. There's one in Northern Ireland. Bighorn River in the United States runs north. Yeah, it looks like there's 3 or 4. There's one in Ghana. I mean, there's quite a few of them actually that run north. So what's the big deal?
Okay, so that you're saying that higher elevation from north to south is where no?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of rivers here. There's the Mojave River, the Nile in Northeast Africa, the Obi River in Russia, the Red
No,
River.
look at the one. Look at the one you just called out in America.
Bighorn.
Bighorn.
Okay, what about it?
What's the elevation of Bighorn?
Oh, okay, hold on.
Bighorn and the elevation.
Okay, hold on. We'll go. I gotta look at Bighorn River by itself. Sorry. Sorry, it's not actually telling me which where it begins.
It's not telling you the elevation of Bighorn. So what
well,
state is that?
It's telling me direction which it flows, and it's telling me like the city.
Which state? What state is that?
It is in Montana.
Montana. So look up the elevation of Montana. Hold on, I look it up.
Okay, the Big River is a tribal. It's near Yellowstone. There's that. It flows through Wyoming and Montana.
That's the river flowing from going uphill.
It's not uphill. No, it's not uphill.
Okay, so it's going from Wyoming to Montana. That's what you say? It's going north.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Wyoming,
I'm looking at this right. I see Yellowstone here because I'm looking at a map, and it looks like it's flowing. No, it's flowing from Montana up to Wyoming because it's a northern flowing river. And I got this topical map, and it looks like there's a mountain range that causes the river to flow a northerly direction up to Wyoming. Wyoming is above Montana. Is that right?
Okay.
Let me look at this damn map.
The Wyoming elevation is like 6,000 feet. It's over in Cheyenne. Okay,
Well, I see
no,
Wyoming here. I
Montana.
can't.
Now
This
look up
this
Montana.
map is not actually giving because I see Montana and then I see Wyoming, then I can see the river. But it's not
Montana,
right because it looks. I think it's upside down. Shit.
Montana
Wyoming is,
elevation. Montana elevation is 1,000 feet.
I mean, it's showing a map here of the flow, but I'm pretty sure the flow is going up towards Wyoming. That's all I can tell you.
What's underneath there? Colorado. Okay.
But there are several rivers that flow in a northerly direction, but it has to do with them going from a higher elevation to a lower elevation. So it will always have the water going towards the ground. So the lower the ground, that's the way the river will flow.
Now, this river you calling out, Big Horn elevation is 13,000 feet. You hear that?
Sure, what?
Big Horn
What about it?
elevation is 13,770 feet.
And
All right. And that's up in the part of the Rockies, Wyoming, and Montana.
yeah, that's what I probably figured is that it was up in the mountains, and the mountains obviously slope down towards Wyoming, which means that they will flow up. They will go north to Wyoming because they're going from a mountain range back down to a lower.
Listen to what I tell you. Big Horn is in Montana.
Okay.
Okay, 13,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Wyoming is 6,000 feet. All right. Montana is above, far as we see on the map, Wyoming. So it's flowing down. How is it flowing up if Wyoming, if it's going from Big Horn to Wyoming? That's going down. They ain't going up.
It's flowing from a mountain range down to Wyoming. The entire state of Wyoming does not have the same elevation.
Listen to what I tell you again. It's coming from which state?
Are you saying that the state of Wyoming, the entire state, which means the borders don't actually, they're not actually on the ground, like those lines are not there. Are you saying for that entire state that it has the exact same elevation all the way across? I just want to make sure.
The highest elevation is going to be 6,000 feet in that state.
So the area which you are referencing, is that the highest elevation in that state?
The highest elevation in Montana is 13,000 feet.
Do you not understand that these are points in a state? That does not mean that where you're reading from right now is the highest elevation or the lowest elevation. It doesn't tell you where the highest elevation is. You're just assuming since it has a highest elevation, that's where the river is flowing from the highest elevation. That's not what it says.
What I telling you, Big Horn is 13,000 feet. Understand that? All right. The highest elevation you're catching Wyoming is going to be 6,000 feet. Half of that.
You're confusing two things. The highest elevation in a state does not mean where the river is flowing, that is the highest elevation. That highest elevation can be miles away from that river.
Do you understand what the highest elevation in a state is?
Yeah.
That means you can't go no higher.
Hold on. Let me help you out. Say you had say you had the biggest mountain in the world in a state. Whatever that mountain is, that's the highest elevation in the state because that's where the mountain is. And the mountain goes all the way up to the highest elevation, whatever that is.
Okay.
That does not mean that the whole state is at that elevation.
Okay.
That's a fallacy. That's actually a fallacy of composition because you're saying since there's a highest elevation in the state, that the whole state is that elevation.
So have you ever drove outside of Texas?
Yeah,
Have you gone on I-20
20. Yeah, so 20 miles.
west?
I went both directions. I went to California
All
and I
right,
went to South
so when you
Carolina.
get over there by Amarillo and Tucumcari and them pieces over them side, right? You don't see that the elevation, they give you a big sign saying the elevation, you're going up in elevation. Even when you go to Arizona, Flagstaff, you up 4,000 feet elevation now. Going
Uh,
into going into Nevada, even Vegas, you're dropping into a valley, but you're still up in an elevation, you know. So when I tell you all the way up into Reno, you up going 6,000, 7,000 feet, which is going into the highest of the state, the highest of the elevation. Now you up by Lake Tahoe, the highest elevation in the state, 6,000
right.
going close to 7,000 feet. That you ain't listen to what I telling you. You when that
Because
water
Natty,
dropping, when
Natty,
that water
Natty,
dropping, big man, you up in them
Natty,
elevation already. What you talking? What you
Natty,
talking? Me ain't talking
Natty,
no peak or no mountain, you know. I telling
Natty,
you, listen to what I
Natty.
telling you. I telling you the water coming down from Dakota, no, what you call it? Big Horn, Dakota, Big Horn, what they call?
Montana.
Montana. Wyoming is below. So how is the water flowing up in an opposite direction when it's
It,
below the
it,
city or
hold
below
on.
the state?
Natty, this is what happens when you don't pay attention. It's not. You're reading what the highest elevation in a state is. That does not mean that the entire state is that elevation. That's not what that means. It means that there's a point at that state that has an elevation that's this high. That does not mean the entire state is that high as well.
I know that. I say in that point. That's what I say. I say in that point. But I in
So
that
it
highest point.
doesn't matter
I
what
on
the
that
highest
highest.
elevation for the state
Right.
is. You need the elevation from the mouth of Bighorn all the way to the foot of Bighorn. Because you need to know that if it ends in Wyoming, what's the elevation where it ends? And then if it starts in Montana, what's the elevation where it starts? Those are the two informations you need, not the highest and the lowest for each of the states. Wherever the mouth of the river is, you need to know what that elevation is. And then at the other end, wherever the river ends, you need to know where that elevation is. Okay? That's how you determine if it's going from a higher elevation to a lower elevation, from the mouth of the river to the foot of the river. You do not look for the highest elevation in the entire state because that might not be anywhere near where the river
And I don't think you understand nothing.
is. I was just explaining it to you, and you still don't get it. How is that possible?
Everyone, thank y'all for
You don't.
watching.
How is that freaking possible?
Another episode coming to you. Knowledge Uprising, another amazing live stream open panel for everyone. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
I guess what you should be Googling is um, Bighorn River elevation, Montana. And then type in Bighorn River elevation, Wyoming, and see what those two things are. One is going to be higher and one is going to be lower. I guarantee, and more than likely, the one in Wyoming will be the lower one. Because you're looking up the highest elevation in the whole damn state, which does not mean it's for that damn river.
Okay, 4,000 feet down Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
4,000 right at 37 and a half, Montana. So 4,000 feet, same thing.
No,
By
that's like somewhere.
off by 200 feet.
Right. So one of them is going up there,
Less
one
than
of them is going
200.
down.
Eh?
Right, but there's still a difference. That difference is going to tell you which way that river
Man, shut up from this matter, man. That's light.
flows. I'm just saying.
Well, however that go, you still can't get over me telling me some fetching circular team still making water drive down, but at the same time it don't have no deformity on the horizontal and vertical side. I don't understand that really.
Okay. Well, it's been fun talking to you fellas. I got like a bunch of stuff to do on Madden, so I'm gonna get with y'all later.
So you're giving me two different answers.
No, I give you the same answer over and over. If you would have written
No,
it down, I
this
wouldn't
is
have to.
giving me two different answers. This is giving me two different answers. It's saying it's 4,000 feet in Montana at one time, and then it's saying it's 37. It's saying two
Well,
different things.
well, the river is not in one place in Wyoming. You really need to pick a point where it leads.
No,
Find
the
out where the
Big
river.
Horn Mountain. It's telling me there's two different things on the Big Horn Mountain in the same area.
Well, the river flows probably a long distance. You just need to find 2 points. One that where you consider the top of the mountain, and one you would consider the bottom
That's
of the
what I
mountain.
just read in the top part of the mountain, top peak of the mountain with a river flowing is 4,020 meters, which is 13,189 feet.
Randy, do I have to tell you? Look, type in mouth of
I did.
Mouth of Bighorn River. Find out where that is.
I did.
You found where the mouth is? Like, where does the river start in Montana?
The elevation of Big Horn Mountain.
No. Find out where the river starts. Where? The mouth of the river. Find out where the mouth of the river is first. What city is in what location?
Starts from the mountain range, the northern Wyoming to the southern Montana of the United States, forming the Northwest Twin Spur. Where does it start? It starts on Wind River Range. What is that?
No, I had trouble trying to find the exact path that it takes to. So
It said Wind River Range, Mountain of Range, and Wyoming.
it starts in Wyoming.
Mountain Range is in Wyoming. It's called the Wind River Range. And its elevation is 13,809 feet. And the range runs northwest to southeast for approximately 100 miles. See, now that ain't making sense again. It's saying it runs from northwest to southeast, but at the same time, it's telling you it's going from Wyoming to Montana. That don't add up. Because from Wyoming to Montana is north and south, just as plain as day.
Hold on. You got me tripping. Oh. I don't know why I can't see. Give me a damn image.
You have Garnet Park, Gannett Peak, Freeman Peak, Wind River Peak, Pingora Peak,
Okay.
Wolfhead
See, I had
Peak.
my two states. Flipped around. I thought Montana was Wyoming. It's the other way around. Wyoming is the one that's near Colorado, and Montana is right on the Canadian border. So it flows from Wyoming to Montana.
Yeah, it's saying it's going from Wyoming to Montana, but at the same time, it said going from northwest to southeast.
Yeah, it said it was a northern flowing river.
No,
That's what I looked up.
River Range runs roughly northwest through southeast for approximately 100 miles. The
Right, but
continental divider follows the crest of the range and include Gannett Peak, which is 13,804 feet, the highest peak in Wyoming.
I don't know. The only thing I looked up is North Flowing Rivers, and we picked one river, and that was the one.
Yeah. But see, it's saying it's running from roughly from northwest to southeast, but at the same time, it's telling you it's running from Wyoming to Montana.
Well,
Montana is
no,
north of
hold on. That makes sense because when I saw a picture of it, it kind of looked like a check mark. And I couldn't tell if it was right side up or upside down. But yeah, it kind of looks like a check mark. You can see it kind of wobble up, and then it kind of turns and then takes a direction back down the other way. It looks like a check mark, the river.
Let me see.
Check mark or kind of like a hook. It looks like it, turns and then it hooks. I guess it goes to a second. What?
Yes, sir. I am. What was that? I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of hate texting with my girl. No, go ahead. What was y'all talking about? I'll look it up.
We were looking up North Flowing River. So can you look up Bighorn River in
Yep.
Wyoming?
Doing it
Because
now.
it apparently flows north and then it turns and starts flowing towards the south.
Bighorn River. It joins the Yellowstone River downstream. Montana from the origin river flows in a southeasterly direction until it encounters the Bighorn Mountains, where it turns north and runs parallel to the mountain's western edge. Is that helpful?
Wow.
Yeah. It starts running south and then it turns and starts going north.
So it coming off like a higher point, and then it shift, it turn instead of an opening.
Hit the mountain range and then turns and goes the other way.
I'm gonna read it one more time. From its origin, the river flows in a southeasterly direction until it encounters the Bighorn Mountains, where it turns north and runs parallel to the mountain's western edge.
That's how it's flowing north. Okay. Once it hits that mountain range, it's going downhill, and downhill is actually going north. That's
North
what the issue is.
to the opening where it can go.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was trying to say. It's always going to go from depending on the elevation. The mountain range is what's making it start to turn and to go north because it goes from a higher elevation to a lower elevation. The mountain range is indicating that it's a higher elevation.
But doesn't that prove my point even more? What I saying, the everything north of the equator is in a higher elevation, going up in a snot type of way. Then
no, I mean this river is actually perfect because it got it running south and north. It's a river that literally flows in both directions. The only thing that changes is its elevation within the mountain range. If it never encouraged that mountain range,
watch the rivers around it. The rivers around it flowing in different direction though.
Right, they're flowing whichever direction is downhill. They're always flowing towards its lowest. Yeah, they're always flowing towards the lowest point. It doesn't matter if it's going north, south, or whatever, because some of them got they got an easterly direction and everything else. Because whichever way is downhill, that's the way the water is going. It doesn't care about north or south or east. It's going whichever way is the lowest elevation.
So are y'all going over like elevational, directional paths of water? Is that what this is?
No, I understand where you're coming from. It's a common misconception that all rivers flow south because they don't. They flow whichever way. You know, they flow dictated is dictated by their elevation, which means wherever the lowest elevation is, that's where the water will flow. Most people think that means they flow north, but I mean south, but that's not right. There are north flowing rivers.
Word.
Okay, now look at water flow, and what is it? What will be beneath the equator? Panama?
I guess Panama River. Is that? I don't know if that's in the southern hemisphere. Is it?
Yeah, I think the Panama is the equator, you know.
I don't know
believe
which side
the equator goes straight to Panama, my son. And it busts out to South America and them thing.
I have to take your word on that one. I don't know. I don't keep up with rivers. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't keep up with rivers. I don't check on rivers. The only thing I can do is Google a river for you. I don't keep up with rivers.
Okay, so
if you just type in north flowing rivers, it'll give you a long list.
I got water flow below the equator, and the tendency of circulation in a fluid to develop in a clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and a counterclockwise direction in the southern hemisphere can be traced to the Earth's rotation. So they blaming the Earth's rotation on why the fluid is counterclockwise in the south hemisphere and clockwise in the north hemisphere.
We'll make it flow down from north to south and south to north. That's the excuse.
It's the Coriolis effect, and that's only if you're shooting ballistics from north to south. It doesn't do it when you're shooting from east to west.
Now in Panama, it says although the river natural course runs northwest to the mouth of the Caribbean, right? Its waters also flow via canals locks into the Gulf of the Panama, which is south. So the water in the Panama River go both ways.
Okay.
They study this based on toilet flushing, believe it or
not. No, that's a myth.
Okay.
That's been confirmed to be a myth. It usually has to do with the design of the toilet.
Okay.
But that can't be the rotation because it's spinning the same way in the north and the south hemisphere. It's still spinning the same direction. So
yeah, that toilet flowing in a different direction in the north and south hemisphere is like a myth. It doesn't actually do that. It normally affects large bodies of water, not small ponds or toilet bowls.
So they got it on the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is clockwise and counterclockwise because of the rotation of the Earth. So if you replace rotation of the Earth, maybe we could do like the jet stream type of effect, how you got the wind going one way at the north, and then at the south you got the wind coming in the other way, like hurricanes come from Africa.
People who specialize in long-range target shooting, they'll let you know that if you're shooting and you're missing the target and you're not accounting for Coriolis, they're not just going to tell you you're going to miss. They're going to tell you exactly how you're going to miss because you didn't.
That's a lie, bro.
That's not a lie.
I got a buddy that's in the Marines and been to Iraq 3 times, and he's a sniper. Ain't no such thing as Coriolis effect. He told me personally.
I can show you a chart that's actually sold with a sniper rifle, and it indicates how do you calculate Coriolis.
Yeah, that's not going to change from what my personal homeboy told me, though.
So the people who manufactured the gun and tell you if you're doing long-range shooting with this gun, this is a Coriolis chart calculator. It gives you everything, temperature, everything to calculate how to set it on the gun so that you can account for Coriolis.
Hey, what's going on, Palmer? Peace to everybody.
Yes, I cook. Bless up.
What's going on,
Yo,
man?
I was wrong about the equator sitting from Panama, my boy. It's Ecuador. It's close. I was close, but check it. You have Brazil, right? Brazil is south of the equator. Now, all the rivers of Amazon and all them places still run out into the ocean, you know, like down, like south still, even though they underneath the equator. You understand? The water don't transit to come um up 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 to the equator to go back over to the North Pole and thing. You catch on what I saying, Gary?
No, not really.
Okay, Brazil, right?
Hmm.
Okay, that's thousands of miles, like couple thousand miles underneath the equator. The equator is supposed to be the halfway point. All right,
Halfway point of what?
of your globe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's because it's both. It's thicker at the middle due to its rotation. Yeah.
Right. So I saying from far sight, all the river, all the waters them is running south, even in Africa. When you get down to South Africa and Madagascar and them place like that, the water is running down south towards the south. You understand?
Okay. So
So the south, what I saying is all these places, all these land masses have a up and down on both sides, right or wrong. If you go see a mountain, the other side of the mountain is gonna come back down to the regular earth crust elevation, and the south part of the mountain and the east part and the west part of the mountain is gonna come back to the foundation, right? Right?
Yeah, that's right, Naughty. That's what it's supposed to do.
All right. So when the water come down either side of the mountain, the water come down, it's still gonna find its way south towards the south. Do you understand what he's saying? It gonna keep going towards South America, and further south. It's gonna keep coming down to the south. So what I'm saying is, all the elevation above the South Pole is supposed to be higher than the South Pole, and the South Pole is going into a sinking to grasp water coming down to it. Because you even got Africa that's below the equator now, and the water still flows south. It don't matter what side of the mountain the water come on. It's still gonna try to find its way down to the south end. You can go and look at that thing he showed us on the Bighorn River. Even though it make a check and it's going north, it's catching the Yellowstone River, which is coming back down. It's coming south. It's coming back down to the south.
Because going south is down here.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing.
So at what point, Gary, do this water recycle back uphill to go back up to the um Arctics where Santa Claus live? Where's that water right there coming from? Where's that water right there coming from? Gary,
yeah,
where's the water that's over by Santa Claus in the Arctics? How is that water getting there?
probably through the ocean current.
The current that's taking it in an upward motion, right?
Currents that are affected by local gravity.
Which is going up a hill, right?
No, it's always going down towards your feet.
Lord have mercy. So Why can't you understand what I saying, my boy? Catch on to what I saying. Besides 5 rivers that you found right now, and I guarantee you, every one of those rivers that's coming off a mountain that look like it's going up northern is gonna end up coming to another piece of river that's bringing it south. It's gonna stop at that one point and turn around and come south. Every piece of water is flowing south everywhere around the world that you can think on. It's flowing south. You understand?
So you saying that even water flows that seem to go north eventually go back south.
South,
They way
yes.
south.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that makes sense in a circulation type situation. I understand that.
Yeah, that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Unless it finds a way up the hill on some kind of force to get back to the top again to flow down.
It's not gonna make no sense. And one of the reasons why it ain't gonna make no sense is because all those rivers that come down here, you know what it funnels through? It funnels through the Mississippi River, and that leads right down here.
Down here.
All them rivers and oceans he talking about, that same water. Now this has been proven time and time again. That same water from up there flows all the way down here where I'm at in the south. We got a big ass river, 2 of them that come through Georgia. One is the Chattahoochee, and the other one is the Yellow River. They come straight through Georgia, come down through Georgia, and go to Florida. And them motherfuckers come from fucking I think they said one of them come as far as Africa, all the way down to goddamn Mississippi River. Now, how the hell is that shit going north?
Yeah, how that water end up back in the Arctic like that? Like, where's the current? Where's the rotation? It going up the hill? It has to go up a hill at some point to come down again. And at no point you can show me that water flowing up a hill. At no point. Or north. The only way you showing me it flow north is because it's flowing down the hill north, but it's eventually going back down south.
Yeah. Everything flow from the center outward.
All right, but it's Friday, and I'm about to go out. So I'll catch you fellas later.
Yeah, catch up. Bless
Peace,
up.
bro.
I be wanting to
Gary, the
imagine.
only person can argue. Huh?
I be wanting to imagine what kind of bar Gary be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of people be at the
Gary
bar with you?
don't drink.
Took the guy that square dance.
You see, look, Gary be in the bar with Lil Nas X.
Where everybody knows his name.
Doing the hokey pokey.
What's going on with you, bro? Good to see you. Yeah, that was funny right there, boy.
Hey.
Man, that boy
All right,
speechless
Tyler, let's
today,
build
man.
on some real shit, man. Let's make this shit a class.
Go ahead, start it out. Let's build on his herbs. You know that's the new prophet, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to get on down here, man, but they not that friendly with that shit down here in the South. But what they did do,
They say you can
know, I
grow in
got-
Atlanta now.
you could grow it, but like you gotta have that doctor shit. I gotta
You
pull
gotta-
it, but I'm gonna tell you what is working though. I got a couple of cops that are a real good friend of mine, and guess what they doing? These niggas going back and dismissing court cases. Like if you were caught with felony possession, marijuana, and all that, they dropping that shit and taking it off niggas.
Straight up.
Now, if that ain't some cool shit,
I need
straight
to get in
up,
contact
bro.
with them, dog.
Straight up, I was talking
That's
to him
all
yesterday.
right.
He worked for Gwinnett County.
Yeah.
That shit is hard. He was like, yeah, man, because I asked him,
I
said,
got
well,
it.
if you
I
pull
got it.
somebody over I said, if you pull somebody over and they smell like weed, wouldn't that be a DUI? You know what he told me? He said no, because you can't prove that he was actually smoking the weed
Look, that's what I
when you
that's
pulled
what
him
I
over.
got DUI for in Carr County.
Yeah, Georgia got that bad. I got
Yeah,
a
I got a DUI for that exact thing because they smelled it and didn't find nothing.
Yeah.
You could contest that shit now,
I
bro.
need to do it.
Yeah, you contest that shit now. Cause he was telling me, and I said, but that what I asked him. I said, ain't that shit a DUI? He said, no, man. He said, because weed is legal for you to sell if you got the medicine. He said, even if we ask you to give us the card, we can ask all we want.
Breaking up. Damn.
Sugar told me that last night. I put it on my mama, bro. In Show
Yeah.
County. Oh, glad this shit happening like that, cause that means it's finna come. It'll be here in a minute now. I wouldn't be surprised if
Well,
that shit
you
don't be here next week.
when you have to show your medical card, you actually that's violation of the HIPAA Act. So you can
See, I ain't know
yeah
that.
you
I
can
guess
you
maybe
can
that's
sue
why he said
you can
that.
sue their ass
For
just for
asking.
them just for showing it. As soon as you pull it out, if they harass you and you smell like herb or something and they come bothering you, you got the card and you got to produce the card. Yeah, that's a violation of the HIPAA Act. Because you
Cause he
ain't have
told
no
me
right to
straight
do
up.
my medical.
Yeah, he told me straight up. He was like, man, we could ask all we want, but you don't have to show it to us, and there ain't shit we could do about it. He
I
said, police, they gonna try to do it, try to intimidate people. He said, but for the one that know their rights, they ain't gotta show us shit, and ain't nothing we can do about it.
but they didn't come out with a thing now. Secretary Barr, wait name. Is he secretary, right? And named Barr. You know who I talking about? Trump secretary,
Yeah, I know you talking about.
secretary of whatever. Yeah, that man come out and he said, if you up implementing your rights or your constitutional rights, you considered a criminal. So the police have all force. No, yeah, they invading on these rights. No, because whenever you're representing the constitutional right, you in the minutes of being a citizen. Now, once you're in the minutes of being a citizen, they have all control and authority over citizens.
They get
So
real technical.
yeah, it is where they don't know really seeing what that law that they made implements under a law of commerce. You understand?
Yeah.
But Trump. I know a lot of you don't like Trump, man. But I wish I kind of went on the tactics of Sun Tzu with that man when you seen that man coming like an art of war, because you have to know your enemy's tactics to be able to defeat them. No, when the man come in and he said, yo, me showing my taxes. What you mean? My taxes was done as me as a man, not me as a president. You know what he's saying? Because I wasn't under commerce when I do taxes. I do taxes under I do taxes under my business. My business have taxes, and me myself as the man, individual, implement the tax thing. You understand? So he have a separation right there, and he come show you. He said,
Two different corporations.
right, and he's the head of his own corporation. He's the head of his own thing, which he don't have to do business if he don't choose to do business with who he want to. You understand? So
He
he's
just
showing
invoking all his rights without
exactly,
telling us, without saying it.
without saying it. No, the man come true, and he said, he opening up a large market for entrepreneurship, right? So the man go and say, I'm gonna go and give a farm bill to all hemp growers. He giving away all kind of money to hemp grower. So I want the Nubian people that listening to this panel or the people that's indigenous to really hear what's going on. If that man said that he's willing to give the people who are going to grow hemp, basically herb again, which is we naturally green thumb people, an opportunity to be entrepreneur, and he'll give you the money. that man, he side talking out his mouth when he go up in public and go to talking all that rhetoric and thing. Don't look at that thing. Look at what the policy that the man, the door that is. Remember now, if you spiritual or biblical, in the biblical scripture, in the biblical Bible now, it's telling you right now the devil reign is not on. It's supposed to be the awakening reign. You understand? It's supposed to be the truths on sight. And if you see everything coming on from Epstein to Madoff to all them people that getting catch up in them fuckery and them folly way of work, and the door kind of opening up for the people for real, to expunge in the government's assets. Now, I mean, don't hate me for saying this. Just understand what I'm saying. We have an opportunity to tap in and get we land back in the simple way of product of being hemp grower.
How you sign up, bro?
You go and apply for a hemp growing a farmer license under hemp. Go and apply, get you a person that can write what they call proposal, a grant proposal, a farm grant proposal, and use it as that. Even right now, the people you got a people called um farm growers or something like that on hemp, where you can invest $2,000 to $10,000, where they'll come in and they got the land already. They just need you to go and get the license and let you come in and farm on the land and make your profit, and that's where they get a piece of the profit. But they go and buy the land and you just farm it.
Mm-hmm.
Go and check out Roland Marlin. Wait name? Um the
What's
Roland
up?
guy, the big
Roll,
boy. Roland Martin. That ain't him?
Roland Martin. Okay.
You know who I talking about, right? The black guy,
Oh,
Martin
shit.
Roland Martin Roland.
The nigga on
Yeah,
CNN.
he the news reporter.
Oh, he was a news reporter.
Or
Yeah,
the
Roland
He
analyst.
be
Martin.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was
he
a
be having
news.
a little
He got a
black show.
show.
He been having a black. Yeah,
Yeah, he got a
he had a
show.
show.
Martin Rawls.
Yeah, Ma- Roland. All I know is Roland. I think it's Marlin or Martin or something like that. He
Yeah,
had a show
Roland
on the
Martin.
other. Yeah, he had a show on the other night talking about Kaepernick, man. But not Kaepernick, but Jay-Z making a deal with NFL. Look on that show right there. He gives you the information on the people where you can invest anywhere from $200 to $10,000, and then people will come build up a piece of
Roland
property
Martin.
for you to go and farm and not farm some hemp. And Trump, if you go through that, I'm guaranteed them people will hook you up with a proposal right where you can get more shit and do more shit.
Yeah,
That's
the
if you
black
want.
guy. Okay, I'm looking
Yeah,
up.
that's if you wanna. That's if you wanna do business on an American site. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna do business and you business minded, and you got that type of willpower to go out there and work the land like that, and yeah, that type of thing is open up for we to get we land back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely finna look into it.
But yeah, that's an opportunity. Just something I got sight on, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, the eyes are opening up in these times, man. We are trying to see the truth through them folly, through them smoke, you know.
Yeah, if I take advantage of this shit while we got the opportunity to, yeah, I feel you.
Come up out of the urban community and get you a free land to a free range of
Territory to control. You know?
Yeah, I can't find much on this shit. Yeah, man. Hello? Y'all still there? Oh, everybody muted.
Yeah, it looked like everybody took a moment of silence break.
Exactly. Yeah. I think my boy dropped off. I don't see him on there no more.
Yeah, I think Naughty dropped. He'll be back though. He should be back. Cause Naughty over there with the real weed.
Exactly. See, nigga over there with him. So he in Jamaica?
I think he yeah, that's right. He did move to Florida. He moved to Florida, but he's from he's from the islands though.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know they got some shit out there.
Yeah, he used to push that shit big time.
Okay, I see the other one cut off.
Yeah, what you did you give the title? Knowledge? Yeah.
It ain't on YouTube, yeah.
House party. Yeah. And I don't know where. Go ahead, my bad. Yeah, he might have went out. Yeah, what I was finna say, what I was getting ready to say is, I don't know what state y'all in, but y'all might want to try to amp up on these firearms, man. That's all I've been telling my folks to get me. Christmas, I want a gun. My birthday, I want a gun. Cause they getting ready to put a stop on this shit in a minute, bro.
Hey, look,
Oh,
yeah, I
hell
feel
yeah,
you.
man. They about
them
to have all kind
AR-15.
of goddamn. They're talking about applications and all kinds of other shit. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna rack up on it while you can, bro.
Yeah, see, they
I agree
still a
with
good
that.
price. Like down here in the South, you can get a goddamn AR-15, just basic one. You get a basic one for like $350.
Yeah.
Man,
But
look,
I'm telling you,
my
as soon as
girl
they
was just
start
finna
hitting
order one online yesterday, bro. That shit crazy.
See I'm telling you, that's why they doing it. Like you can right about now is the time to get them, because in a minute, as soon as they start cracking down, man, them guns gonna be about, in order for you to get one, man, you're gonna be looking at about $2,500 for a cheap one. The price gonna shoot up. That's the first thing they're gonna go up at the price. They're gonna try to make them unaffordable.
HOTC, stand up.
I feel you on that.
Shout out to Spirit Light, brother. Y'all gotta go subscribe to this channel, man. Check out the brother.
Give me a little small arsenal.
You already know, Miss Al. That's what we do, man.
Yeah, what?
I'm trying to get my.
Well, I'll have to October 1st of next year. Then every building becomes a government building. And if you don't have that new government ID, you're in a fuck hole of trouble.
You talking about that new ID where you gotta get
Mark
your
of the
star?
beast.
You learn. Say that again.
They call it a
What you just
real
said?
ID. Yeah, I heard about that.
October 1st.
They implement something like that.
October 1st, 2020. They changing it's the new ID implement law. Where if you don't have a new ID, you won't be able to enter into any government building. The gun shops is government building because it's federally regulated. The grocery store is a government building because it's federally regulated. Every business is federally regulated. That becomes a government building.
Peace to everybody that's watching.
So you ain't gonna be able to do
Like and
business.
subscribe button.
You know they're gonna hide it away from
If
you
you ain't
for a little
shared the show,
while until
share.
maybe you
And
die
big
out to
ups to
slowly
everybody
implement
in the
this
chat.
building, take over this building, kind of come in
Shout
this
out to the
building.
panel, man. We going in.
You know what I mean?
But what kind of new ID
It's
is
the
it?
new ID law, the one with the star on there, on the state ID. Then they implementing by 2030 a new new national ID where you won't be a real ID. Yeah, where you won't be able to travel, from state to state or country to country without it. Mm-hmm. What
We're
the?
gonna make our own ID.
The whole
Damn, I need
thing,
to look into that.
the whole thing about that, you know, everything has a contract to it, right? Every contract expires. So what's going on in 2020 now? The expiration on citizenship is changing. So you gotta sign in to that new policy of commands,
New system.
new system. Because the old one is the time frame is out.
You gotta upgrade that shit.
Yep.
That shit crazy. Yeah, they trying to be off grid by then.
Mm-hmm. And on the roll.
What's up, fella?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? Y'all catch me up to speed, man. I'm just going in. I'm just getting off work.
Yo, I don't think we are live no more, man. Yeah.
What is up, man? It's crazy.
Yeah, but you know his little black book then got out too. Oh yeah, his little black book on Bill Clinton involved with a murder of two brothers, two white boys in Carolina, in Arkansas for on the close to the landing strip. How they was involved with all kind of sexting. Yeah, his whole fucking black book didn't come out. Now they saying that he was an extortion. Yeah, extortionist.
Yeah, I heard that's what that's what got his ass hemmed up in the first place, because he started to extort the clients he had.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the Clintons are rumored to be behind a lot of apparent suicides. The guy, you remember the movie? I mean, the show with Anthony Bourdain, the guy that traveled the world eating different food and shit.
Killing himself.
Right. So you know, he was very publicly outspoken against Hillary Clinton, and he ended up dying from an apparent suicide. But see, this is the thing: the people that speak out against Hillary Clinton or the Clintons in general, they usually always are found murdered or dead by the same MO. They are hanging from a doorknob. So, you know, I feel like Anthony Bourdain, he was see, the thing is, Anthony Bourdain, he went and he mingled with a lot of people over the whole world. And so a lot of talk on that dinner table talk shit, he probably was very much hit to a lot of things that isn't public knowledge. And so for him to talk about the things he learned about the Clintons, that seemed to have gotten him bumped off in that same fashion in which he dies by hanging. And so they call it a suicide. But the Clintons are very much deep into a lot of fuckery, including drug and sex trafficking. They say Hillary is a mean bitch. You know what I mean? They go over to Haiti, and there was a lot of kids reported missing out of there because of them. The Clintons and Epstein had a pain of Bill Clinton in a dress.
Let me ask y'all something. Let me ask you something too, Squid. I'm gonna ask something about this, man. Like, do you think these motherfuckers in these political arenas, man, you think they answering to like another human, or y'all? Do you think they answer to some higher species? Hold on, just let me finish right quick. Now let's hold up real quick. What I'm saying is, do you think it's just a human motherfucker that they getting orders down from, or do you think it's like some type of super species like outside of our humanity type shit, to where these motherfuckers is like some fallen angel where they got like higher intelligence than everybody else? Because to me it kind of seemed like it's some outside interference going on, but what the fuck is going on in this world, man, from what I can see. But I don't know. I just go ahead though.
You're not off at all. I completely think that they answer to entities that's not human beings, whether they be reptilian or dark spirit force. Definitely, because these are the people that really eat people. All right, they eat like, yeah, there's a bunch of creeps and pedos, but the human trafficking concept with the organ, the stealing of organs and shit like that, that is something that people who do cow mutilations and shit is into. And so, you know, and plus, what else would keep, you know, humans can't really scare humans the way other entities can scare humans into doing what the fuck they want. So I believe they're totally reptilians and dark spirit demons.
So you basically saying it's good versus evil.
Not necessarily good versus evil. It's more, you know, they are just evil compounded with evil and shit. And so when you get to that level of fake God, where they feel like these reptilians are their God, then it's like, you know, the way they look at humans is like food or sex objects or slaves, you know, shit like that.
No, it's mostly the innocent and the young.
Well, yeah, the innocent and the young, that's how they look at humans. Like they look at them as food and for slavery. And so innocents, like the young and organs and shit like that, are like delicacies. And so the people in our politics and the politics and the governments, they have ways to traffic these delicacies to these entities.
Yeah, that's their main food source, like like abortion. They're channeling these food sources to a source at that they gain power from by slaughtering innocent.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, sure. That's exactly what they do. Because, you know, there's a different type of vibration innocence has when it's completely in fear. Like a sinless, you know, even the little the little sacrifices in the Bible, like give me a goat with no blemish. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, you know, give me a baby or a child that hasn't did any sin, so that makes their murder even more powerful in the spirit realm.
Look at I hate to say this. Look at circumcision.
Yeah, they use a facial cream for them foreskins and shit. You know, like anything bloody, anything that got to do with blood and body parts. You know, when it comes to that type of shit, like Jews, they kiss the penis of a baby. So, and the Orthodox Jews, that's a ritual that they do. And so remember, the Gentiles is really specific. Their whole concepts of witchcraft is usually revolves around genitalia, one way or another. But they also are into worshiping serpents.
I was reading the scripture. I was reading the scriptures the other day. Not to be quite off topic, but I was going through 2 Kings and 5th chapter, and that really explains on where the white man come from.
I'm gonna look it up right now. What you said? 2 Kings 5.
Yeah, 2 Kings 5.
So they don't come from the Caucasus Mountains.
Nah, they was.
What's up, man? Giants.
What it do now? And everybody on the panel was good, man. Like, let's build, bro.
You said 2 Kings 5.
Yeah, 2 Kings 5.
For sure.
I mean, we what was it yesterday? They had a bill where it's like, where this other type people come from and shit.
It comes from them being leprosy.
Yeah, that's not.
I remember that in the Bible, but I thought that was like a plague. They spread it leprosy.
Leprosy. They were spreading leprosy. It's a king in there that had leprosy. That was a king of some province in Rome, I believe it was. And the Isaiah, which one of them? It was one of them prophet that went and blessed them and touched them and blessed them in that same chapter 5 right there. 2 King, and he told him at the end of the chapter, he tell him when he left him as white as snow. The king left him as white as snow and gone back to Elan. But see, they try to get we to think like leprosy is something that really isn't what it is, and all it was a skin deterioration, a skin transformation.
No, it was the people being planted out, or it was a new breed of people in general.
Yeah, but they're trying to say that they had pus and this on them skin. But the only thing was going on is when they were changing color to the whitest snow color, people didn't want to deal with them. So what was going on, the priest then would come and bless them. Certain people with leprosy, and they would allow them people to come work, or come be kings, or come have money. Yeah, it's a king right there. And look at it.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
But that wouldn't really answer for the different body types so-called white people have compared to so-called people of color.
So you basically saying that's when they transform almost. I mean, I'm trying to discern.
That's when they allowed the white race to be more dominant. Going through 2 King, that's when they start to allow or recognize the white race, the Anglo race.
No,
Now, before that time, they were looking at them as a race of outcasts of leprosy, which had the RH genetic. The monkey genetic DNA.
RH. Hey, Luscious, what's good, bro?
So the priest came in and blessed them, man. It tells you right there in the second Kings 5th chapter. When the priest came and blessed them, he allowed them to go in harmony. And when he left him as white as snow.
And he
And
allowed
not
them to be able to. You got it.
okay. Now, what if these reptilian people we talking about? What if they not like as in this aspect we thinking like? What if they from this extra land they had? Like, you know what I'm saying? From all these different places, and when they come over, since they technically not under the European or the British ruling or whatever the fuck you want to call it, they really got no choice because that's a whole nother alliance or some shit with some new worlds type shit.
I think it would be the other way around though, bro. Like they would probably have rule over the Queen of England.
No, they ain't giving that up.
But if
They
it's a
would've
mutual, it
bombed
might be
them.
mutual. It might be
It
mutual.
might be
I'm just
mutual.
saying.
Yeah, it
That's
might
what I'm
be
saying.
big neutral. Yeah.
So they got us thinking this extra shit. Now, what if it's just right in front of us? These motherfuckers coming in, and that's why this wall shit so big of a deal because everybody trying to pull in to get to the center, but they dumbing us down and shit and keeping us in the dark. And now they trying to keep motherfuckers out because if you look at the map, all that shit connected in a way. Like if you go to South America, right where that extra land will be, motherfucker, it's like a little gateway. Motherfuckers can walk through that shit.
And I get why you saying dumb down because you basically saying that they telling us one side of the story while that side of the story is going on.
My dog,
because
So are you saying that they come from maybe they these reptilians come from underground or from a far off place?
Not underground, just far out, just like you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just think of a ripple effect. We the first wave, and then it's the north in the center of us, and then that net's beyond the ice wall. You feel what
They're
I'm
making
saying?
sure they don't go over the barrier. But see, what's a wall?
But no, I'm just saying it what's it called, Cook. I already know how you.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to generalize the shit. You know what I'm saying?
So they might be the ones behind all these so-called UFOs and shit, like that type of technology.
Well, we got that UFO technology. You know what I'm saying? UFO ain't shit but an unidentified flying object. You know what I'm saying? So anything unidentified could be a UFO. But they could be walking over here. They ain't got to be the green aliens. They could look just like us. You know what I'm saying? But
I think I've seen a couple of these
on the other side of the ether.
Yeah, they're like demons in the flesh type shit.
They ain't got to be demons. Let's take the spookism out of it. Because all that good and evil ain't shit but positive and negative.
They demonic as fuck though. I think I came across.
I mean, but I love. Yeah, I know.
There was some weird
Actually,
white
I
men.
deal with demonic spirits every day, and I can walk next to them, and they walk next to me, and they know that we don't see, and they fight against me, but they can't do nothing against because they
what's
know
the demonic
I'm living
spirit?
on
Though?
a higher realm.
Let's get to that. What's the demonic? Because my understanding how I'm seeing this shit now, like they got us in
demonic
that
is when I walk next to you, and I can feel. I don't want to say that I'm the only one, or I know it's a lot of people. If they tune into themselves, they can see their energy. Like especially like, okay, in my case, it's a lesbian. Nothing against lesbian. I love free choice for all day, but just so happens I work in a man's field with a female, and nothing wrong with that because I encourage it. But when I walk next to you, I shouldn't feel this vibration. I shouldn't feel that. That right there telling me something about this is not right.
Well, maybe because of the hate that the lesbian might have for men in general, that particular one. Because that shit can feel otherworldly.
You feel what I'm saying? Is that really demonic?
Well, all right. On the demonic tip, like I think that there's spirits. Like, all right, let's say if a person
pro-life
that's a human pass away, like their experience, they might continue as that consciousness of that person who they was. But I think that there might be some other type of energies, consciousness, or something that don't really have no history in a human body, like we.
Yeah, she asked me like how close was I to like dominatrix and all this change and like no, this goes on that work that I do, and I told her like
not to cut you, but I was just thinking of what a brethren was saying, right? Brethren Mike. The brethren was saying something about reptilian, No, you do know that the reptilians were supposed to be on the earth first. That goes all the way back in the Amazon teachings or the Sumerian teachings that when they before the sun come in, you had the Saturn giving the earth light, giving light unto the earth, and it was purplish in a purplish color, like on a movie what's that movie with Avatar? All the plants were glowing and shit like that, and you had lizard on the earth, and you had a woman base. This is where the emphasis come from. Woman was on earth first. Woman base was supposed to be the Amazon woman, and the Amazon woman was supposed to have sex with a reptile, and they brought in the sun. This is when the sun came in. Is when Adam supposed to came on the earth from the matings of the reptilian, and yeah, that's what a matriarch and the patriarchs traded up at the same time when the sun came onto the earth. The sun was representing Adam. No, the Bible will give you a story that Eve come from Adam, but if you really look inside of that story, every child Eve had outside of Seth was of a beast type setting. Eve also had the tongue in the ear to talk to the serpent, which was supposed to have been a lizard, intelligent, conniving, lizard-based, walking, talking, and all them things. If she didn't have the dominion to name and to be able to speak to the animals like Adam was supposed to came through first, but she can talk to this snake, and the snake can talk to her, and she can go and overstand what this snake telling her and know how to prepare the food for Adam to eat. Understand what he's saying? There's some aspect of connection in those stories, right? And they don't tell you about Lilith, which was supposed to be an Amazon woman. In the story of Lilith, how she was dominant and equal as Adam. They don't give you that story. They take that story away. But then they tell you Seth come along, and when Seth come along, Adam took Seth and told God that for he could surely die now, for God has given him his heart desire, something that came out looking like him. Yeah. Go read the Tyndale Bible. Not the New King James version. The Tyndale. Go read the Tyndale. It's gonna tell you that.
Of a Time Bible. Like
Tyndale.
that sounds like a magazine. I thought that was
Tyndale.
a magazine.
Tyndale. DALE. TYNDALE. It's a Tyndale Bible. Go read that Bible. They give you the same story, but give you more in depth on certain things. Did you know what's his name? Noah was alive during Nimrod time. Noah was alive during Nimrod time. Abraham went and lived with Noah. Was it Abraham?
See, you giving out days that nobody Abraham.
Hold on, let me think.
I want to say I think that the reptilians is a real thing. Like, it's just too much evidence from everywhere in the world that suggests that they are some type of reptilian, whether they be hybrids or not. It's like it still go down to, fucking reptilians being walking around this motherfucker. And I do second the fact that I think that they did predate man. You know what I'm saying? That at least they was at the contemporary, and when they was contemporary, they seemed to have more wherewithal in which,
were these in any were protectors. Like, did they write these down in any time?
Yeah, all the times they have.
I'm talking about reptilian.
Did they write them down when?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yeah, what was your question?
Have reptilians been written in the history?
Yeah, they're found all over the world, and I've seen
written down in history, not recorded and looked upon. No, I hear, I heard that. No, but what I'm saying is, like, can we like sit back and dissect and get to a point in time where they wrong?
It's gonna be
I
pre.
get
It's gonna.
deep, bro.
It's gonna be pre. This
That
Mosaic.
nasty, they call it.
This Mosaic. Dynasty.
Shit, I'll go out on a limb and I would say that the serpent in the garden was a reptilian.
Yeah, that's what that's
fine.
what that's implementing.
I'm not arguing. No, see,
That's what the word leprosy is supposed to be implementing.
Yes, I heard you say that.
They direct it from the leopard of a
but you
reptilian
heard
species.
leprosy was just a disease on the people, and you saying that that's when the people arrive. I'm like, that threw me off.
No, it's when them come in, Martin. This is what your so-called Neanderthals is gonna be based off of too.
Oh my God! Like,
these
not the monkey people, are they?
These are what your so-called in the first chapter of the Bible when he made man and woman and they're of his same kind has been represented of too. Remember, Adam is supposed to be the only perfect human, basically the original newbie. Huh? I can't hear you.
Oh, let me check. Image of God.
Yeah.
Image.
Bruh.
The first.
Bruh. Where the fuck these motherfucking scriptures and all these Bible and all this shit? Where the fuck this shit coming from, bruh?
No, what I said was the first image of God.
No, listen to me, man. Where the fuck, man? Who's behind this motherfucking